Feminism told you to be strong, but took away your soul. The hidden damage of modern ideologies on the natural fitrah of men and women. You were told that you don't need a man. Marriage is a trap. Being soft is being weak. Motherhood wastes your potential. But the truth, you are more anxious, more confused, more lost. They sold rebellion, but never taught you peace. Study shows that women in the West report higher levels of anxiety and depression despite greater freedoms and opportunities. Modern freedom has brought more pressure, not peace. Masculinity was demonized. Boys were told their strength was toxic. Their desire to lead is known as abusive. Their protectiveness is called misogynistic. Now they stay quiet, numb, unsure how to be a man. And women ask, where are the real men? They broke them, they blamed them. Rates of male depression and suicide have skyrocketed, especially among young men who report feeling purposeless in modern society. Women were weaponized. You were encouraged to become men, be dominant, loud, cold, ambitious. But your softness is not your weakness, it was your superpower. Now you are overworked, disconnected, guarded, and still craving what your fitra was made for: peace, protection, and love. Career driven women report some of the lowest rates of life satisfaction once they reach their 40s, especially those without family support. The family unit was the target of feminism. This was never just about women. They aimed to destroy the home. Fathers were mocked, mothers were belittled. Marriage became just a contract. But what replaced it? Hookups, therapy bills, fatherless homes, empty hearts. Over 1 in 4 children in Western nations grow up without their father. Children from broken homes are more likely to struggle with behavior, addiction, and mental health issues. What they don't want you to know: Islam honors men and women by their nature. Submission isn't slavery, it's spiritual strength. Leadership isn't control, it's divine duty. Modesty isn't shame, it's your shield. Feminism didn't liberate you, it disconnected you. Studies show that Muslim women who follow traditional Islamic values report higher levels of purpose, belonging, and family satisfaction. So, who invented this feminism? Feminism wasn't built for you, not for your culture, not for your faith. The earliest feminist voices came from white, secular women in the West. They were often anti marriage, anti religion, and promoted sexual liberation over spiritual connection. Women of color and Muslim women were never part of that design. They were tokenized later. Feminist leaders like Simone de Beauvoir and Gloria Steinem openly opposed traditional motherhood and saw marriage as enslavement. So ask yourself, why follow a movement that was never made for your soul? Ask yourself these questions. Why are so many empowered people still anxious and broken? Why is modesty mocked but hypersexuality praised? Why do we glorify being alone when Allah created us in pairs? Why do we feel guilty for wanting to be loved, protected, and cared for? Why do so many people who chased freedom now crave stability? Why are influencers pushing independence while secretly longing for emotional security? And why are we told traditional families are outdated when the stats say otherwise? Why are women who speak of deen and family values mocked while those who objectify themselves are celebrated? Men are not your enemies, and you don't need to become one to be respected. Islam elevated women not by turning them into men, but by making men accountable to God for how they treat women. That's not oppression, that's divine order. So stop letting broken ideologies shape your soul. Return to what works. Return to what gave you peace. Return to what gave peace to women for 1400 years. Return to your fitrah. Return to Allah. Because peace doesn't come from fighting your nature, it comes from honoring it.